Anyway, our guests today from First United Bank, Debbie Nelson, an Assistant Vice President of Mortgage Lending, and Amy Kramer. What's your title, Amy?
I am Greg Payne's assistant.
Greg Payne's assistant.
I am, yes.
Which is in the investment area at the bank.
Correct, United Investment Group.
Oh, okay. So do you actually work with investors yourself personally?
Well, Greg is a financial advisor, so
Right.
he is licensed to sell investments, and I am not. So I do more of the customer service side, paperwork, things like that.
Oh, yes, the enjoyable part, the paperwork part.
Exactly.
Speaking of paperwork, Debbie, you get lots of paperwork in the mortgage area.
Yeah, but over the years, I think we've cut down on the paperwork, so it's not quite so difficult to get a mortgage as it might have been 30 years ago or so. So I think we've speeded up the process and really cut down paperwork.
Well, that's good to hear, because I remember, well, I went through it with you when I bought my home that I'm still in, and it's almost completely, well, actually the first mortgage is paid for. I'm just paying on the addition that I put on about 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And that'll be paid off here in a couple of years.
That's great.
Maybe you can go back to Florida now for vacation.
Maybe I could go there permanently.
Yeah, maybe you need another mortgage.
No, I would not go there permanently. Have you ever been to Florida in summer?
Way too hot.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievably hot. I don't know, Debbie, how long have you been at First United Bank?
I had my 35th year in October, so working on 36 years now, and I have loved it.
I don't know if you keep track of such things, but do you have any idea how many people you've assisted with buying a home over the years?
I haven't, but I'm actually seeing some of their children now, which is a great honor because, you know, if you've helped someone and then they refer their children to you, I really think that's an honor that they've liked our services.
They obviously had a good experience with you.
Yeah, when I start seeing their grandchildren, then I don't know.
That might be getting a little long in the tooth.
A little bit, but it has been wonderful. All the different people that I've met working, doing mortgages, and you know, I am getting up there. So when I do go to retire, I will miss my customers because I do have fabulous customers.
There was a period of time in the not too distant past where it was really tough. I mean, our economy was tough. It was tough to get a home mortgage, right?
It was. Yep, there was so many people that were doing mortgages. You know, I mean, they might be bagging groceries this week, and now they're your mortgage officer, and they really didn't have the experience. They weren't putting people in the proper product. They weren't knowledgeable about putting people in products that would really help them sustain successful home ownership. And I think that's something at First United Bank, that we make quality mortgages. And you know, if you aren't qualified yet for a mortgage, we will show you a path that you can take that will help you to achieve successful home ownership, because that's what we want to see, is you be successful in your home, enjoy your home, and live comfortably. And the mortgages that we have help people do that.
So Amy, Greg could help me with any investment I'm thinking of doing, right?
He sure can.
Because he's licensed in the area.
He is licensed in the area, so he can do IRAs, he can do college saving funds, CDs, annuities, anything that you can think of. He can even do life insurance. So.
And my dad, God rest his soul, he was an awesome investor. His recommendations to all of us kids: be very diversified in your investments, which was a good advice, because I hear that from professionals.
Right. Yeah, so really First United Bank is like your one-stop shop. You can come in and you can get a mortgage with Debbie, and then you can come over to the investment side, and Greg will take care of you there.
And I'm going to get into this in our next segment, but don't you, I don't know if you agree with this or not, Debbie, but a lot of people are banking on that home being their retirement.
They are. That's correct. It's one of the biggest investments of your life is buying your home. So you do want to make sure you're in it with the proper mortgage, and that you're going to have that investment later in life.
And I'm going to guess that Amy is going to tell us that's probably not a wise thing to have your home be the only thing that's you're thinking of in retirement. Am I right here, Amy?
Well, exactly, because if you're still living in it, what are you going to retire on?
That's true. We're going to take a break here, get our opening market report. Jackson Insurance Agency, downtown Faribault. Bart, very happy to customize the right insurance coverage for you, specializing in farms and business. And Mark Dietz, Minnesota Agronomy Products, your local Titan Pro dealer. See Mark about seed, chemicals, fertilizer, crop insurance, you name it. Call Mark at 507-676-7767. In studio today, Amy Kramer and Debbie Nelson from First United Bank. And Debbie was telling me during the break that you can waltz into, run into, walk into, heck, you can walk backwards into First United Bank today and get some freebies, right?
That's right. In celebration of Community Banking Month and our 98th year here in the community.
Wow,
we
98
have
years.
98 years. We have cake and punch, and they can sign up for fabulous prizes.
We're celebrating our 70th year here at KDHL. We think that's a pretty significant milestone, and you guys are almost 3 decades older than we are.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I haven't been there all those years, but
No, you mentioned
A lot of them.
35 though. That's,
Yeah, that's
about a
right.
third of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the other great thing about Fridays at the bank is every Friday we have
Popcorn.
freshly popped popcorn.
I know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Usually when I pop in at First United, it's on a Friday.
Yeah. A lot of people do.
And does Chuck Osmond still make the popcorn? I used to bump into him making the popcorn.
No, he hasn't for a long time.
Oh, okay.
It's normally Trisha, our receptionist.
All right. Well, Chuck's a good guy too.
Mm-hmm.
In any event, First United Bank with us today. Amy is an assistant to Greg Payne, who's an investment banker there. Is Greg the only investment?
Yes,
person?
he is the financial advisor at First United Bank and under the name of United Investment Group. So he handles all of the investing on the United Investment Group side, correct?
And this is something that, well, when I first started banking, after graduating from high school, actually I banked when I was in high school, but there was no such thing as an investment banker in a bank. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So these are products, Debbie, that have come along, well, probably even since you started.
Right. I can't remember the exact year.
Right.
But yeah, we have had someone doing investments now for a number of years, and it's just another outlet for our customers to have for putting their money to work for them.
Well, doesn't it make sense? I mean, when you think about it, probably should have had one all these years.
Right, I think so too, and I know a lot of our customers do really appreciate having Greg in the office to help them, and Amy, his assistant, helps them with all the paperwork, so it's a good mix.
I mean, you should diversify your portfolio. We already established that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have some money available for emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, liquidity is huge, where you can get access to it right now. If you have, let's say, a furnace goes out or something, right, Amy?
That's correct. And one of Greg's philosophies is really, he believes in educating, not dictating the client's needs or wants. And so he likes to meet with his clients on a regular basis, and he really listens to what their needs and their goals are for their retirement goals and also for their education goals for their children. And there's lots of different options that he has. He has fee-based accounts, he has commission-based accounts, and so really he just likes to, it's not a one-size-fits-all. There's many different options on the investing side
Well,
of it.
I'm going to guess our investment needs, our investment desires differ from person to person, much like fingerprints,
Mm-hmm.
It's different from person to person. What I need investment-wise is different than you or Debbie. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It depends on your needs for liquidity. Are you able to put your money into something and you're willing to just leave it and not touch it for a while? Or is it something that you may have to tap into on a more short-term basis? And it also depends on the client's age. Obviously, if someone is nearing retirement, they may not want to go quite as aggressive in risking some of their funds. And if they're younger and they have more time on their side, then maybe they are willing to go a little bit more aggressive.
Are you seeing more and more young people like yourself, or people in your age bracket, or more and more people investing?
It's all about education. I feel, and it all depends on the family. There's still some people that aren't able to invest in their retirement, but as everyone knows, the sooner that you can start, the better that your outcome will be, and the longer that your money has to grow, that's a good thing. Even right now with the market kind of being like a roller coaster, some days it's up, some days it's down.
I know.
You just gotta.
And we're talking huge swings.
Huge swings.
500-700 points.
Right. So you just gotta stick it out and enjoy the ride.
So how long has Greg been doing this? Do you know, Amy?
Yeah, so Greg has about 20 years of business management experience, but he's been in the financial industry since about 2004. So
Anyway, he's a golf pro, or was a golf pro. Then.
yes, yep, he was. And so he's been in Faribault for a long time and really cares about his clients, and he's really great with people and really goes beyond just the need of what you want to invest, but he's also really great at working with his clients on putting together a net worth statement and even doing budgets to help manage your money on a monthly basis. And
Ooh,
it's amazing where you can cut costs, and people who claim to be living paycheck to paycheck, all of a sudden we take a look at their budget and all of a sudden they're saving money every month. So
they don't realize it.
Exactly. There's always places that you can cut and save money.
Yeah, well, even a cup of coffee a day or something is
Exactly.
how much.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So nowadays, can I get a home loan with no money down?
There are some programs out there. The best program that we're working right now is called a Home Ready Mortgage. But what is really great about it is right now at First United Bank, we have a grant from the Federal Home Loan Bank, and a borrower can get $5,000 to help them with their down payment and closing costs. And the grant, it's not just for first-time home buyers. About a third of the money has to go to first-time home buyers. We have up to $250,000 that we can tap from the Federal Home Loan Bank. The cost of the home has a limit with this grant, but it's very generous. It's $253,800. And the funds, like I said, are to help them with their down payment and closing costs. There is some income restrictions with it. For one person, their income can't exceed $42,600, but that's pretty generous too. And for a family of two, $48,650. And for a family of four, their income can be as high as $60,800. And then they can get that grant. And a grant is not a loan. A grant doesn't have to be paid back unless they sell the house within the first 5 years. But if you're buying your first house, you're probably going to stay in it more than 5 years, and then that grant's totally forgiven. So we combine that with our great product, the Home Ready product, Home Ready Mortgage. And one thing about our Home Ready Mortgage, most of our mortgages, they're serviced at our bank, meaning for the life of that loan, you're going to come in and see us if you have a question about your payment or your escrow or your balance. You're going to be talking to us.
I mean, this loan's never going to be, because my home loan, which I first originated with you, Debbie, at First United Bank, I don't know how many different mortgage companies it's been with. It's got to be at least 5.
Yeah, I think when we did your loan, Gordy, we did it as a first-time home buyer loan through the state of Minnesota program.
Okay.
So that was sold because the state of Minnesota had all those mortgages sold. But this loan is serviced right at our bank.
Well, I like that idea.
Yeah, and we have very competitive interest rates on that program. And also with the 3% down, it can be a gift from a blood relative or use your grant or a combination. And the you're not required to be a first-time home buyer. The credit score needs to be about 680. And there is some home buyer education that you take with that program. But I think that just helps you on that road to sustain successful homeownership. So I really like home buyer education. It is really good, and you can take it online, which makes it really super easy.
So I can go to your website?
No, they'll go to a framework website,
okay,
and we can give them directions to that and everything. It's super easy to do, and I think they would really enjoy taking it, because I think a lot of home buyers today like to be educated on the process. They want to know a little bit more about it so that they really feel comfortable, because like I said, it's your biggest, could be the biggest investment of your lifetime.
Right. And one of the other changes, I'm guessing, since you started doing this 35 years ago, Debbie, has been in the area of disclosure. You have to disclose more stuff now than you did when I bought my home.
Right. We give everybody a loan estimate, and before it was more of an estimate, but it was very close to what you were going to pay at closing. Now those fees have to be right on. So when you're getting a loan estimate from us, we're checking with the title company to see exactly what their fees are going to be, so you know what your closing costs are. And we are very regulated, which is a good thing, so that you know exactly what you're getting. We don't want you to be surprised at closing. I go to my closings, and I'm sitting right there with you when you're signing your papers, so I want you to know exactly what you're signing and be very comfortable with it and very happy with your product.
And when you're selling your home, you have to disclose, if the septic system's in good working order, all that paperwork involved, right?
That's right. There's disclosures with selling too. And one thing I wanted to talk about also is the fix-up program. We have spring supposedly coming, maybe next week, not tomorrow. But we have a fix-up fund program through the state of Minnesota, and this is funds that people can borrow to get home improvements done on their house. So it's affordable, it's a fixed rate interest loan. There's there's even lower rates if they get eligible energy efficiency or accessibility improvements. You know, some of us baby boomers, as we're getting older, not me, but some people might need ramps to get into their home or something like that. And there's programs, this program can help you to get something, ramps or home accessibility modifications, safety, items for their home. Maybe they need to redo the bathroom or something. They also can use the money for general home repairs, porches, bathrooms, kitchens, finishing a basement, siding, roofing, mold or radon mitigation. They can put on a garage. They can do energy efficiency improvements like heating systems and air conditionings, windows, insulations for their attic, water heater. So there's a great program there through the state of Minnesota that we are working, called the Fix Up Fund. And you can do the work yourself, or you can hire a contractor, so we make it easy for you. The loan amounts can go from $2,000 up to $50,000, and there are secured and unsecured loan options for that program too. So as we start thinking spring improvements, I know I can't wait to get out there and get outside and work in my yard and do some spring improvements. I think everybody's anxious. Think of this program if there's something you notice that you need on your house.
So you can't wait to get out and mow? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I have a wonderful husband that mows.
Oh, you never have to mow, huh?
I never have to mow. No,
wow.
He has a riding lawnmower because we have a little bit of a large lawn,
sure.
But he is great about that.
Well, that's very nice. Amy, do you ever have to mow?
You know, I really don't. That's why we had children. We have an 11-year-old son who...
You sound like my dad.
Isn't that why we have kids? So they can do our chores for us?
That's what my dad said, too. I don't remember. I asked him one time, why do I always have to mow? He said, what do you think I had kids for?
Smart man.
Anyway, Amy Kramer is with us. She works with Greg Payne in the investment department at First United Bank, and Debbie Nelson is the assistant vice president of mortgage lending. Did I say that right?
That's right.
Or the assistant vice president specializing in mortgage lending?
Either way is good. Either way.
I'm glad you're easy with that title, you know, Debbie. 35 years. You know, I've been here, it'll be 31 years June 1st.
Oh, really?
And I bought my house, I think it was 4 years after I moved here. 92, I think I moved in.
I remember working with you. I don't remember exactly everything, but I thought you were very happy with your house.
Well, yes, I was, and I'm still
fun.
there, so obviously I was happy. Nicely located, just a mile from work.
Perfect.
You know, you can't get much better than that. You couldn't get me to move to the cities for nothing.
No, me either.
Well, wait a minute. If somebody offered me $1 million, I might, you know, I might consider going.
Maybe.
But I could still live here, you know.
Yeah.
Then I could have, you know, a chauffeur take me to work every day up at the metro, and I won't have to drive in that rat race.
There you go.
That's one of the beauties of living here. And investments are the same here as they are anywhere, right, Amy?
Correct. Yep.
I mean, Greg can help me with any investment that any other broker could help me with.
Exactly, but he might do a better, or he will do a better job at it, I'm sure.
He will.
Yeah, he really does a nice job, and I did not know Greg until I started working for him last June, and the clients seem to really respect him, and like I said before, he just really cares about, it's more than just getting them in the investment. It's really getting to know the client and getting to know what their goals are, what their needs are, and really designing a plan that works well for them.
Right. That's going to be my next point, because I'm sure your initial meeting is that he gets to know the person and what their goals are. You know, he probably doesn't say, hey, Gordy, maybe you should do this or do that. He says, Gordy, what are your goals?
Exactly. And, you know, your finances, it's a very personal part of your life. And so it's not like you just want to go and sit down with a complete stranger and just give them all of your finances of what you're making each month, what you're spending each month, what you're saving each month. And so it's really getting to know the client and what they want to accomplish in their life, what they want to leave behind, and going from there. Yeah.
And earlier, didn't you mention something about a net worth assessment?
Exactly.
Everyone should know their net worth, don't you think?
Everybody should, but it's amazing that most people don't.
Well, I got to tell you, I ballpark it whenever anybody asks me, because I've never officially had it estimated.
Well,
something I should think about
it's
doing.
Something you should think about. Maybe we should schedule you an appointment. What are you doing later this afternoon?
Well, I'll be working here, but I should actually come in and do that, because it is very essential, very important to know that information.
It really is, and I mean it's so important, and like I said, so many people are not doing it. And how do you make plans for the future without knowing where you're at today?
I'd be very curious to know if my ballpark figure is close to the actual figure.
And Greg has tools that he uses to figure out with how much money you have today and what you're currently making and what investments you currently have. He can kind of give you an estimate of where you'll be 30 years from now or 10 years from now. And then at your follow-up appointments down the line, you can see where you are compared to where you were hoping to be and make adjustments if needed.
I'm going to guess you do some home equity loans.
We do home equity loans,
And
right?
usually the rate's better than on your first mortgage, right?
Actually, I think the first mortgage rates are running a little bit better right
They are
now
now,
than
okay.
the home equity loans. But they're all good products. If you have a first mortgage and you have a home equity loan, you can actually still even do the fix-up fund loans because Minnesota Housing doesn't care if they're the third mortgage. So
I'll be darned.
yes,
Was this around when I did my remodeling 9 years ago?
I don't-
8 years ago?
I think it was around actually.
Well, silly me, why didn't I check into that?
Yeah.
Would a swimming pool qualify under that category?
Amy's
I
thinking
don't
here.
think it would, Amy. It doesn't show up on the list,
Oh,
but
bummer.
Gordy was hoping for a in-ground swimming pool.
Well, no, when I think about it,
Oh.
but when you think about it, that's a good question because wouldn't that improve the value of your home?
but they're looking to help make your home more accessible for you or to
more
do
energy efficient.
improvements that will improve the efficiency.
All right,
of
I'm
the
going to
home.
run my pool with solar energy.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, maybe we could run that by the underwriters because
That might work.
it
You know, if
might work.
anybody can make it happen,
Debbie.
Debbie can do it. Oh yeah,
I'll try.
she's
Yeah.
kind of a rock star.
Well, over 3 decades experience.
I know.
Has the biggest change been in the paperwork?
I think the regulations have probably been the biggest change. And there's more to come down the road. So it's always something new that we're learning in mortgages. It always keeps it exciting. But
You must have training like every year.
oh, it's ongoing almost every single week. There's some training that we're doing.
Same true with Greg, is you have to keep that up.
Yes.
his
Yep. There's
license up.
continuing education every year and lots of credits and lots of knowledge and education, and things are always changing.
And again, you can help people with all the paperwork involved, because I know there's a lot of paperwork involved in that too. I mean, for one thing, I went through it with my mom's estate when she passed.
Yeah, there's all kinds of paperwork, and so yeah, the really the part of the business that I focus on is the customer service side, which I really enjoy getting to know the clients, and whether it's something as simple as changing an address on an account or working with someone who's had a parent pass away and they need to work with those funds to get them moved over to a new account, we handle it all.
Yeah, maybe a marriage and you need to put another name on the account,
Exactly. Yep.
that sort of thing.
When people have children and want to start saving for their education, there's all kinds of life-changing events that affect your finances.
In fact, Debbie, you were mentioning off the air, or maybe it was Amy mentioned off the air, a great birthday gift or something would be to, I can't remember exactly what it was, something about
The college.
Right.
education, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 kids and they have too many toys and too much junk laying around the house, and one way to really invest in them is rather than buying them a birthday gift, why not save for their education and make a donation to that?
So in the card, the birthday card you give to your child, it says, I've donated such and such to your future college education, or how do
Sure.
you handle that?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
I like that idea.
And obviously, when kids are young, when you put money aside for them now, they have time on their side. And so there's actually calculators out there that I was looking at. And with an average rate of return, if you invested $10,000 today and took it out maybe 50 or 60 years later, it would be $450,000 or something. Obviously, that's not a guaranteed amount, but that was the calculator that I recently looked at. And it's amazing when you have time on your side how much your money can grow for you.
When we were kids, all us kids, one of our grandmas used to send us, I think they were government bonds
Mm-hmm.
that we used to, she'd invest in government bonds. It was maybe a $20 bond. It took so many years to, do you remember this, Debbie?
I remember those, yes.
They don't have those anymore, do they?
You know, I really don't know. I haven't seen anybody use those for a long, long time.
All I know is it took forever to get to the
They
$20
did.
value.
It took forever, and there really wasn't much of a return on it.
No,
so
there wasn't.
There's better options out there
Definitely.
I mean, I remember when I got married, I cashed in a few of those. It was like, I don't know, $18 on one or something. And I had them since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying?
now. Yeah.
So it wasn't exactly the greatest investment tool
I
that ever
think
came
Greg
down
could
the
find
pipe.
something better now.
Yeah,
I bet he could.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
So
Well, and then
again,
what happens if you lose the bond? Is it just gone?
Yeah, I think that was the case. It would be gone.
Yeah.
So Amy, do I call you if I want to make an appointment with Greg, or how does that work?
Yes, you can call me. And otherwise, if you don't call me today, I'll follow up with you next week, Gordy,
Oh boy.
to work on that net worth statement.
Well, I don't know. I might not want to know what my net worth is.
Oh. No, but yeah, people can give me a call. I schedule his appointments for him, and
I say that jokingly, but we all should know, right?
we should. Yep. Some of the things that we need to talk about in life are the difficult things, but they're important.
I mean, it's much like making out your will. Nobody really wants to do it, but it needs to be done.
Exactly.
Even, for a single guy like me, I need to make out my will because I don't want Uncle Sam to get it all.
Right. Exactly.
What little bit is there, I don't want Uncle Sam to get that.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, Uncle Sam. So you got any final thoughts here? My final minute, Debbie?
Just if you are thinking about buying a house or building a house, to call us, first step, and we can help you on the road to get pre-qualified. It doesn't cost anything to come in and just ask questions and get pre-qualified, and we're happy to help you. If you're interested in the fix-up fund, call the bank. Dan works with the fix-up fund, and he'd
Okay.
be happy to help you with that.
First United Bank, and your phone number is?
334-2201 is the main line. And direct to me is 333-0422 for
Well, I can
mortgage
even
loans.
I can even call Debbie direct. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Amy, do you have a special number to call if people want to make an appointment with Greg?
I do have a special number. My direct number is 333-0418.
All right. Thanks, ladies, for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you,
and
Gordy.
informing us, educating us about that. I learned a lot today. I hope you did as well. That concludes today's edition of AM Minnesota on KDHL AM in Faribault.